Yo, 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 welcome to Maggie TV. Welcome to the stream. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's good. I see Sudwaki in the chat, David, Hersey, Stripper. I see everyone in the chat. Guys, welcome to the stream. I hope you're all having a good day. I'm sorry that I've been away for a little while. I've been traveling, but now I'm back in the UK and hopefully able to provide you with some content. It will be a little bit sporadic over the next few weeks, but hopefully I'll be settling down and bringing you some good quality content. Today, I am proud and honoured to have with me an up-and-coming Chelsea journalist, Andreas. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. Welcome to Baggy TV, Andreas. Andreas, for the people who don't know much about you, there's a few, not a lot. Most people in the stream know who you are. But if you can introduce yourself to the people in the chat, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm a football journalist from Norway. You can find my Twitter on SF Andreas on Twitter, so I will be there.
Cool. I mean, I have your Twitter in the description below, so anybody wants to follow Andreas, you can click on that on the description and check out the link. Andreas. The transfer market, the Chelsea transfer market has been a funny one, especially this window. I mean, we had a very good summer transfer window last season, and a lot of us have been expecting to see similar results and similar transfers this window. Unfortunately, up until now, Chelsea haven't done much, and it seems like we have lost out on a few transfers. So I'm going to be talking to you about a whole bunch of transfers, and I want to get your opinion on these different stories. The first story that I want to talk about is the Achraf Hakimi story. This is a story that apparently has gone in the direction of Paris Saint-Germain, and it seems like it's been concluded in that way. Can you tell us a little bit about where Chelsea were in regards to this transfer, what Chelsea did? And is it true that his wife had a big role to play in this? So let us know what your thoughts are on Achraf Hakimi.
Yeah, first of all, PSG, they were leading the race for quite a while. And then in the middle of the race, Chelsea were leading the race because they told Inter Milan that they were going to pay 50 million euros plus Marcos Alonso. And Inter, they were ready to accept this because they are in a very bad situation. And PSG were starting to lead this race, but they didn't pull this off. But in the end, they said that they were going to do this. They said that we will pay only money. We will give you 70 million euros. And now it looks like he's going to PSG. But he were actually very close for joining Chelsea because PSG told both Chelsea, PSG told both Chelsea and Inter that he was going there.
Okay, so the rumors regarding his partner, his wife, having an impact on his decision. How accurate are those?
I think it's true, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Inter Milan were happy with the initial talk about Marcos Alonso plus some cash.
Yeah, they were happy with it. They were ready to accept this because when PSG left, said at the start they were going to leave the race, then nobody else would go for Hakimi. But they had to say yes to something because they needed to sell, because they need to give 70 million euros. They needed to gain 70 million euros. Inter, so they had to accept this offer for 50 million euros. But it was not an official bid for Chelsea, but they said they were going to do this. So that was the situation. And also later Chelsea,
Go ahead.
Chelsea also said that they were also ready to pay 60 million euros plus a player. Then it was like they said they can get Marcos Alonso, Emerson, and some other players with 60 million euros.
I guess my follow-up question to that would be, is Inter Milan content with selling one big name this transfer window, or are they likely to sell someone else? I mean, Lautaro Martinez was mentioned, Lukaku has been mentioned. Do Inter Milan need to sell any more players, or would this be the only player going out this season or this window?
I think they will sell one more big star. I think for sure they will try to sell one more big star. I know Lukaku has been very linked to Chelsea. I know Chelsea are very interested. I know the agent of Lukaku has said that he will not go, but it's still a chance for him to go to Chelsea.
This comment here, I've seen this comment on Twitter a lot. Is there a chance that Chelsea can hijack the Hakimi transfer, or is it done?
No, I think now it's done because Chelsea have already told Inter that they will not give more than 60 million plus a player. So that was their last offer. They will not try to hijack him now. I think it's almost done. He's going to PSG. It's not they have not yet made an official bid, but it will come soon. So he's going there for sure.
Okay. For the people in the chat, do me a favor and hit that like button. Let's get as many people in the stream as possible, and also subscribe to Baggy TV. Share this feed on your Twitter and Instagram, so we get more people in here. Lads, in the chat, we will give you a chance to come in and talk directly to me and to Andreas in the second part of the stream. There will be a portion in the stream where I'll post a link for you to come in and talk to us directly. So make sure you stick around for that. Andreas, Lukaku, is he a plan B target for Chelsea?
Yes, he is. It was like Erling Haaland and Lukaku. They were the two top targets for Chelsea for striker this year. So they will first try to see if they can land Haaland, but they will go full for Lukaku if they can't get him. And then at the third option, they will go for Lewandowski. But Harry Kane, that's not an option, really.
Okay,
go for him.
Harry Kane is a difficult one, but we'll talk in more details about Erling Haaland in a minute. But I want to address the Lukaku and Lewandowski situation. What are we looking at here? I mean, who would be Plan B and who would be Plan C? Lukaku Plan B, Lewandowski Plan C. I mean, how are you seeing this?
Yeah, it looks like Lukaku will be the Plan B, and then Lewandowski will be the Plan C at this point. But it's changing all the time. It's very hard because I can only say the information I'm being told. So and they are changing their opinions very quickly. So we will see. But at the moment, it's like that.
In regards to Haaland, where are we exactly right now? Because there's talks about Real Madrid being able to hijack this deal, and Haaland is keen on going to Real Madrid. Real Madrid, do they have the money to buy him? I mean, what's the situation regarding Haaland right now?
Yeah, Real Madrid, they will go all in for Mbappe this season, I think. But it will be very, very hard. That's their main target, and Chelsea's main target is Haaland. I'm being told that Haaland is open to join both Chelsea and Real Madrid. So yeah, let's see. But for sure, this deal will be very, very hard. I know Chelsea, they are now negotiating with Dortmund with Haaland behind the scenes. Marina Granovkaia is very, very hard to deal with. So let's see. But at the moment, Borussia Dortmund, they are asking for 154 million pounds, and that's too much even for Chelsea. They have the money, but they don't like to pay such amount of fee for just one player. So let's see. But at the moment, it's nothing really advanced. But they are in talks with the clubs. They just started talking to each other. So, but I think the deal is progressing. So let's see.
So would it be fair to say that Real Madrid will not be able or will not be looking to get Erling Haaland in this transfer window, but rather they will try to get him on his release clause of 75 million euros next transfer window? Okay,
yeah, so they will try that.
So Real Madrid's main target is Mbappe for this window.
Yes.
How likely, and in your opinion, that Chelsea will meet the demand financially by Dortmund this window? Can you see it happening? Is Marina Granovkaia pushing for it? Because you said there's a lot of talk behind closed doors, but how much desire does Chelsea have in getting this target? I mean, we've read Abramovic has Erling Haaland as his number one target. Marina Granovkaia is doing everything she can. How accurate are these stories?
Yeah, it's true. Roman really, really wants him, but they are still not going to pay 150 million pounds. So they are talking, but at the moment this is very, very hard. But they are trying now to make the price lower. They will try to say like 120. This is maybe like almost the maximum they will pay for him. But now at the moment they are trying to offering players. They asked first, will it take Tammy Abraham and 70 million euros for him, or will it take Tammy plus 85? This was the two first bids they told Dortmund.
Has Callum Hudson-Odoi been included in any of these deals?
No, he hasn't yet. Because Tuchel really, really likes Hudson-Odoi. I don't think he will move on. I know Dortmund, though, they will really like Hudson-Odoi. So it's a hard one. But if Dortmund says that the price will go a lot down if you give us Hudson-Odoi, then Chelsea will do it. But that's the only way. And I don't see that really.
I mean, Dortmund are looking very likely to be selling Jadon Sancho in this window. So they would need a good winger. So could Chelsea try to entice them by offering him as a loan,
Yeah, that's the only option here, to give him as a loan. That's the only way, because I don't see them really selling Callum Hudson-Odoi at this point, because everyone around the club really, really rates Hudson-Odoi.
I wanna talk a little bit about some of these other targets. I'm hearing that Sule, the Bayern Munich defender, he's also a Chelsea target, but now he's been offered a new contract. I mean, what's the situation regarding him?
No, he's not. From what I've been told, he's not even in the list at this point. I've been told the list is more like Conde, Rafael Varane, and these types of player. But I think centre back was a priority this market, but because they were supposed to go with 4 at the back for the next season. But now it looks like Tuchel maybe changed his mind, so they will go for 5 at the back. So they will not really go for a centre back because they think Reece James can be very good and play at the centre back next season. So that's that.
Okay, so what are the positions that we're looking at? I mean, striker, wing back, midfielder, and
that's the 3
defender.
ones.
As far as you're aware, is Chelsea looking to get a backup goalkeeper? What's the situation with our goalkeeper?
Yeah, if they can get rid of Kepa, they will for sure buy a backup goalkeeper. They are looking for Guaita and they are looking for Dubravka. That's 2 of the players that are mentioned.
Okay, I've got a question here from CFC Gem, also a Chelsea YouTuber. He's asking, is there any news regarding Adama Traore?
Yes, Adama Traore, he's now the main target after Hakimi decided to go to PSG. So Chelsea will now go all in for Adama Traore. I think Marina and the board thinks they will get him for around 50 million euros if they really tries to do that. But I know Tuchel really rates him. Tuchel actually wanted Adama Traore more than Hakimi because he's a better offensive player than Hakimi.
Interesting. So there is definitely talks in regards to him. It's not just speculation.
No, it's not speculation. He's one of the players on the list here. Okay.
The DM, the midfield situation. We've been reading that Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Bakayoko, they're going to be brought in for pre-season, and Tuchel's going to look at them. Is this accurate? Does Tuchel really want to give these guys a chance?
They will get a chance, but it looks like now Chelsea are going to buy I would say, maybe world-class midfielder, if you will call it like this. I know they really rate Saul, they really rate Chouameni and Verratti. These are 3 players on the list here. So let's see. But Tuchel will give them a chance because he likes to give every player a chance. But I can't really see Bakayoko or Ruben Loftus-Cheek get a chance next season at all. I think they are leaving both. both of them.
Barkley, the other guys, Gallagher, and Pardew. Do you see these guys being on the way out?
Yeah, some of them will get a chance in preseason, but almost all of them will definitely leave on loan, or hopefully someone will also get a good transfer away from the club.
Okay, I'm gonna mention one name. I'm gonna mention one name that we've read a lot about over the past couple of transfer windows. Initially, he was a fan club target, Declan Rice, and then now he seems to be a Tuchel target, a Chelsea board target, a club target. What is the story of Declan Rice?
Yeah, he was the main target for midfielder this season, but West Ham, they are asking for 90 million pounds, and that's too much. Even Chelsea said like, we will not pay this. They think like 60 million pounds is enough for him, so they will not go for him now. I think Declan Rice is definitely staying at West Ham at this point.
Okay. How do you rate what's the word here? The response from the club in regards to his performances so far in the Euros? Has he been what's the word here?
Declan Rice?
Has he been? Yeah, Declan Rice. Has he been performing? Is the club impressed with him, or is it?
Nah, not really. Not really. I don't think Declan Rice even himself thinks that he has had a really good Euro so far. I think he's been okay, but I don't think he's been so good really. And the clubs, they don't think he has done so well. So the situation is still the same. I think they will go for Tchouaméni. They will try to go for these types of players. And what I've been told is like you have to look out for Verratti, because he's maybe going to Chelsea because he is actually available for quite a good price this year. So let's see more on these players than Declan Rice.
Okay, I'm going to put you in a bit of an awkward situation. I'm going to ask you to tell me, who do you think Chelsea will sign in this window? Top 3 transfers, in your opinion.
It's a hard one, because do I really think Erling Haaland will come or not? Or shall I say maybe... Yeah, let's see. Let's just say Erling Haaland, because he's Norwegian. Let's do that. And I would say Adama Traoré. Then I would say Verratti. And then I would say Dubravka, maybe. Or Guaita. That's what I've been told for the backup option so far.
So we're looking to get about 4 transfers this window.
Yeah, but they will just get a goalkeeper if Kepa can leave. It's only Lazio. They are interested in Kepa at this point. So let's see about this situation. But it's nothing advanced there yet.
Is it a loan deal, or is it a transfer?
No, it's a loan deal.
Loan deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
and they will pay half of the wages, and then Chelsea have to pay the rest. So they
still
have to pay a lot of money for him.
Well, we overspent on him in the first place.
And he got a 7-year contract as well.
Yeah. So he's been here for a while.
7 years. How is that possible?
Yeah. It's a crazy one. It's a crazy one. But you see, that's the thing. Marina Granovkaia has been getting a lot of stick recently, and Kepa is one of the reasons why, she has one of those unfavorable reputations. She made some mistakes in the past during quarter. Bakayoko, you can say, Kepa and others. In regards to Marina Granovkaia, I mean, seriously, how good is she when it comes to negotiations? I mean, we as a fan base, we're divided. Me personally, I think she does a good job. I know others that they don't really rate her too highly. What is the vibes that is felt in the footballing world in regards to her and her negotiation skills?
She's the best. She is so hard to deal with. She can make transfer so much cheaper than many other clubs can do. it's something different when Manchester United's board come and talk to players, and then Marina Granovkaia, she's a lot harder to deal with, and she will not pay £154 million for Erling Haaland. She will try to do something crazy, a madness here. Let's see the situation. Will be.
But she is on the case, yeah. She's on the case for Erling Haaland.
Yeah, she really wants Erling Haaland, and also Roman. He's really pushing to get this deal done. He's really trying everything he can to get this deal through this summer.
All right, guys, in the chat, you've heard it here. Erling Haaland is our number one target. Marina Granovkaia herself is personally on this case. We are working to get him. We are offering players, we are offering money, and we're trying to get the best deal for Chelsea Football Club. Lads, we're going to take a quick break for 1 minute, and then I'm going to post the link in the chat for you guys to jump on and talk to Andreas and myself directly. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Here we go. Okay, lads, I've put a comment in the chat, and I'll put another one here for you guys. Click on it, and you are welcome to jump on the panel and talk to us. I have Julius, welcome to the stream, and then I have Bobby, also welcome to the stream.
Hi,
how you guys doing?
Hi. We've missed you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been.
Julius,
it has been a while.
And Andre, is it Andreas?
Yeah.
I can't see the name. Hi, good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to you as well.
CFC Gem, yeah, I do love wearing caps. Lads, Andreas is here to take your questions, so I'll leave it to you guys, Bobby, Julius, and the guys in the chat. Any questions you want to pose to Andreas? Take it away, lads.
Yeah, if I could start, Andreas, I was just wondering, it's very clear that this is a very peculiar transfer window for Chelsea. It's a huge opportunity. In a way, they're forced to make a marquee signing. It's either they do that and really push forward to maintain the elite status of the club, or they don't and they drop backwards. Then there's no halfway house here, because after we made that investment last season with the likes of Havertz and Werner and Ziyech, we've now come to the point where we were very fortunate to win the most elite competition in Europe, thereby making our development get to the point where if we make the right signings, we really could be back on top. So bearing all this in mind, and I'll be surprised if the Chelsea board don't realize this, do you not think that the board just know that if they drop some money on the table of Dortmund, especially if Dortmund have complete this 77 million deal with Manchester United for Sancho, and if Chelsea are bold and just say, just for example, right, we're ready to pay you 120 million, and there's Tammy Abraham. How do you see Dortmund saying no to that? Or do you think they could still say no? I mean, it just doesn't add up to me that they would turn that down for a release clause the following season. I just think Chelsea need to be bold, and that's my question. Do you agree, or have you?
I agree. I think they will do it. I think they will put 120 million euros plus a player to try to get him. So they will do everything now to push for him, and they will really try.
Yeah. It's the only way. It's the only way. And,
same thing is said there is like how also the board are thinking. They know that if they can pull this whole Holland deal off now, they can really push to try to win the league next season, and this is their goal. They want to win the league next season.
Yeah. I mean, the future looks so bright for Chelsea that you know, it's 120, 150 sounds like big money. But
Yeah,
when you look at the bigger picture, that it could really elevate the club for at least another 5 years if they
yeah,
keep this squad together. To me, it's just it's a no-brainer in terms of
yeah.
investment.
I have this question in the chat. Could Dortmund be stubborn? I mean, they are going to sell Sancho, so do they really need to sell Haaland? Could they keep him for another season, even though they will lose a whole ton of money on him, but keep him for another season just to ensure that they have a good Champions League one. Where do you see Dortmund's stance on the sale of Haaland, especially when taking into account the sale of Sancho?
Yeah, they don't need to sell him for sure, but they know that next season they will get such a less price for him. So if a crazy bid comes in, they will accept. If something very huge, I think if something like 130, something about this, then they can't say really no to this, because next season they will get so much less. So if a crazy bid comes in, I think he is going to Chelsea, and he's very open to going to Chelsea also. And at this moment, I can only see Chelsea going in for him, and they have the money. So let's see.
I
Fair
agree.
comment.
I
Fair
agree.
comment.
You know, in the economic climate generally, you know, the COVID climate, no fans. I just don't think that it's too much money for them. It will be stabilizing money for them. It will be money that would take them, you know, above the parapet of the austerity created by the pandemic. And I just think they'll be stupid to turn it down. I've got another question, Andreas. There's been a lot of silence about the goalkeeping situation. Now, it's clear Edouard Mendy is the Chelsea number one, but our number one in January is off to the African Cup of Nations for goodness knows how long. Caballero has gone. We don't really know what's happening with Kepa, but even if he doesn't go, we do need another goalkeeper, and there seems to be no noise in that direction. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, as I said, I think a goalkeeper will come in as a backup. I think a player like a Dubravka or something can come in.
Wow.
But it's no talks for a new goalkeeper now, also because Chelsea are now talking so much with Dortmund to get this Haaland deal off. They are improving with this deal, so they are not really focusing on such a deal like this, because they think like a deal like this will be so easy for them to pull off, really. So this is why they are going to wait for this goalkeeper situation a bit.
And the midfield, Tchouameni, any? I can't really see Chelsea paying 80 million for Declan Rice. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I don't think they are going to pay so much for Declan Rice. Tchouameni, Verratti, and Saul are the three main targets that I've been told. So they know they can get Verratti for around 70 million. So let's see. Saul is also a player that Marina Granovkaia really likes. So, but I think they will go for a good midfielder like this. I don't think they will go for Weigl, but even he is on the list, what I've been told. But we will see with this situation also.
I want to address this comment regarding Tammy Abraham. Is Dortmund interested in him? I mean, would he be a player that Dortmund would be looking at? What's the stance in regards to him?
This is what Chelsea are trying to find out now. They are trying to find out if they will take Tammy Abraham. This is why they try to say, like, what about 70 million plus Tammy? What about 85 million plus Tammy? They know they will not accept, but they will now find out if Dortmund rates Tammy Abraham or not. This is why they are trying to do these offers, but it's not official. It's just like they're telling them that they are ready to pay this price. So, but they know that it will not be accepted for sure.
Another really interesting angle to this transfer window, apart from the obvious targets or the obvious target that we're going for, It's sales. Now,
Yeah.
I had a chat with Miz about this earlier on this morning, and for me, I just think this is a time where Marina is really going to be under the microscope. Because yes, she's done a good job, but she has made a lot of mistakes along the way. And though there's been a buffer put around her with people like Petr Cech coming in, football people really, this is, as we said, we know it's such a task in summer. It's a very difficult summer, and we've got to sell some of the dead wood. Now,
Yeah.
I don't see any takers, apart from her selling Tomori at a disappointingly low price, considering the demands that's being put on Chelsea for every target that we go for. I mean, Tomori going for what, 25 million with no buyback clause or anything is quite disappointing. But how are we going to get rid of the dead wood? Okay, we've done well. We've got Victor Moses off the books. I think someone else, I can't remember. But we really still. I mean, Bakayoko really. I mean, definitely Drinkwater. Please, let's pay someone to take him, get him off the wage bill. How is that all panning out? Have you got any wind of the sales?
Yeah, they're open to sell them all. I know AC Milan, they are really interested in some of Chelsea's player. They are interested in Olivier Giroud, but he's not really a deadwood player. But I think Bakayoko will leave. I think Zappacosta will leave. I also think maybe Emerson will leave. But many of these deadwood players will for sure go. But this is not maybe the time to do it. Also because the Euros. Also, some of these deadwood players are playing in the Euros. Even Emerson. So they will try to find the solutions and try to find new clubs for them. So I don't think that will be such a difficult thing to do. I think some players will leave for sure.
Yeah.
I want to say big up to Strip Bear, doing a great job in the chat. Thank you very much for your donation. Always a pleasure to have you in the stream. We have RCBN, I think, trying to join in. I saw DJ Sav, mate. Please try to come back in again, and I'll try to get you on here. RCBN, how are you?
Good. How about you? Nice to see you all, and great to have Andreas in the panel today.
Yeah, we're good. RCBN, do you have any question for Andreas?
Yes, for sure. So I think Andreas was mentioning about Lukaku still being one of the targets if, say, we do not get Haaland, for example, right? So realistically, Andreas, do you see Inter Milan getting rid of Conte, Hakimi, and Lukaku in the same window? I know there are financial issues there, but after winning a Scudetto, do you think they would still be tempted? And if yes, what do you think is the amount that maybe Chelsea is talking about or thinking about?
Yeah, I know Chelsea, they are willing to pay as much as 100 million euros for him. And this, I don't think really Inter Milan can say no to this offer if this amount of money comes. So then it's not an option even for Lukaku. Even he has said that he is not going. But if an offer of this amount comes in, they can't say no to it. So it's still an option, even what the agent told us.
Is it possible that Inter can force Lukaku to leave even if he wants to commit to Inter?
Yeah, if Chelsea makes an offer, then they will force him to go, for sure. They're in a very, very bad situation, even after selling Hakimi.
Okay, because I understand that, but surely Chelsea should have some backup options, right? I know Haaland and Lukaku are the top targets, but with the Euros going on, especially I'm sure Chelsea must be having a lot of scouts as well. We see a lot of other clubs getting those unhidden kind of diamonds suddenly who kind of come up in the EPL and perform. So I'm a Dutch fan, just so you know, right? So the Dutch team have a lot of young players out there who look really good, and they look well built for the EPL as well. So any of the scouting names that you know of by any chance?
Yeah, they are scouting in Brazil. They really rate Gabriel Menino from Brazil. I know he was actually very close joining Chelsea, and they still rate him. So Gabriel Menino is actually a player that might end up in Chelsea this season, but he's a future signing for sure. They also rate Alexander Isak. He can be an option if not Haaland comes, but this is what I've been told at this point. But Chelsea will try to get a lot of top targets this summer because they have a lot of youth. They have a lot of good young players, so they don't really need a lot of these good young talents now because they have a lot of them. So only Gabriel Menino they are scouting, and also Isak is an option for strike.
Right.
How interested is Chelsea in Rafael Varane? Is this a real target, or is it just a media speculation story?
Yeah, he's a real target. He was actually one of the first players Chelsea were going to go for because they thought they were going to play for at the back next season. But now it looks like they're going to change their mind and play with the 5 at the back. That's why they tried to go for Hakimi. That's why they are now going for Adama Traoré. But when they are playing with the 5 at the back, they think that they might not need Rafael Varane because they are planning to use Reece James as a centre back next season also, and use maybe Adama Traoré as right wing back. But both Reece and Adama can play also at wing back, so they're going to switch that because they also will let Aspi have some playing time also next season.
Andreas, I don't want to sort of nail you to the mast or anything because as fans, especially in the transfer season, we're also thirsty for information, accurate information that we will ask questions. And I have a question in and around the academy lads, 2 of them in particular. I listened to what Graham Souness had to say about Billy Gilmour and him not going out on loan. And for me, that made an awful lot of sense. He was saying that the model that worked for Phil Foden would probably work for Billy Gilmour, you know, more especially as the Chelsea's match load next season is going to be huge, especially the more successful they are. And, you know, this kid will get more games. And also this other kid, Livramento, who hasn't played for the first team, but since Hakimi isn't coming, is there any chance that he will be blooded a little bit more in the squad, or is a loan a definite? In fact, we're trying to get him to sign a new contract, aren't we? But how is that panning out with our those 2 academy kids? In particular,
I think Livramento and Mbayamba, that's the 2 next player that will be promoted to the first team. So I think he's maybe going to be a backup option for right wing back next season.
Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah. Wow, Mbayamba, not Mark Gurhey? I thought Mbayamba had a 2-year plan. He's a year into that, but I thought Mark Gurhey might be the one to come back.
Yeah, but he can also go on loan. We don't know yet. Maybe he will go one more year with a loan.
Yeah.
This is how Chelsea do it. And also Malang Sarr, he's also coming next season. It's so many centre-backs, really.
Mbayamba is really interesting.
But they really rate Mbayamba.
This comment regarding Musonda, do we have any update regarding his situation? Will he be taking part in any games? Will he be in the development squad? Will he be out alone? What's the situation with Musonda?
I think he will probably be like a same situation what happened with Danny Drinkwater for a while when he played with the youth in the academy there. I don't think he has a future at the club anymore. I think he will go on loan or maybe leave permanent.
Okay. His fitness situation has improved, but you don't think he will be able to play a part? I mean,
no. Chelsea now, how they have Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Ziyech. It's so many players. Havertz, Werner. You know, it's so many players.
What about Kennedy?
Yeah, Kennedy also. He's done. He will not get any more chances. I think he will probably go on loan again, and then they will get rid of him.
Sure.
But won't we be short on left wing back, because the talk is Emerson and Alonso also might leave, right? As in, do you realistically see us, with just Ben Chilwell and maybe Kennedy being a backup because he's played wing back? I know it's a left field choice, but just because we've not been linked with many left wing backs really.
Yeah, only one that has been a target for so many years, and that's Alexandro. He's from Juventus. He has been an option for so many years for the club, but they're most likely not going to bring in a new left wing back if they can't sell both of Alonso and Emerson, and I don't think they will get. Don't sell both of them this summer. I think one of them might go, but I don't think both of them will probably go this summer. But if they do, I think Alexandro is a player that maybe Chelsea will look at and maybe will come in and play a part next season.
Interesting.
Yes, it's a funny one because I think it would make more sense for us to stick with Emerson and maybe develop him rather than getting somebody who's a lot older. Yes, Alexandro does have a lot more experience.
Yeah.
But I think Emerson could possibly develop into a better player.
I think it's more likely they will not sell him.
Yeah, Andreas, why is Emerson out of favour with most of the managers that he's played under? I mean, he's a good player, but at the same time, he hasn't been given them opportunities. Why do you think that is?
That's really hard. I think all of the managers we have had has just seen him as a backup. But I think with Sarri, he played regularly under him. That was the only manager that rated him. So, yeah, I just think they don't think he's really good enough to be the starter. I just think that. And I also remember when he played against Bayern Munich last season, he was so poor with Lampard. And then I think the club also saw that he's not the level we need to get to win the Champions League in the Premier League. That's what Chelsea now are aiming for to do in the next couple of years.
I want to touch up on a point that Bobby made regarding players leaving. It seems that AC Milan are interested in quite a few of our players. Also Inter and maybe even Lazio and Napoli. Why is there such a big interest from Italian clubs regarding Chelsea players? What is it that's pushing the interest in that direction, in your opinion?
Yeah, first of all, Bakayoko, he has played in Italy before in AC Milan, and now he's playing there in Napoli. And he has done an okay job. He's been actually good there. So many clubs will be interested in that reason. And players like Emerson, he has played there and he was good there. So that's natural. Then that clubs from Italy rates those types of players. Also, Zappacosta, he played good when he was in Serie A. So I think it's just that reason, really.
I mean, the reason why I'm asking this is because there's talks that Ruud Loftus-Cheek might be going to Lazio on a loan. Is this a possibility? And do you think he would benefit from the pace of the Serie A? I'm not going to say the lack of physicality, but it is different in respect to physicality that we see in the Premier League. Do you think Ruud Loftus-Cheek would benefit from a loan deal there? Would he be able to come back in a season and have his career reignited? I mean, how do you see Ruud Loftus-Cheek's future panning out?
Yeah, they will try now. I think he will get the preseason, but I think if they can get him loan to Lazio, he will go there, and they will see how good he will do there, because he's also now playing. If he go there, he will play under his old manager with Sarri. So I think he can go there.
Lads, anybody who has a question, you have two options. You can either post it in the chat, or you can click on the link in the chat and come on and talk to us directly. Julius, you've been quiet, mate. Everything good?
Yeah. I'm just listening. So, wanted to actually talk about the midfield situation. I have a couple of points I wanted to bring up regarding Billy Gilmour. First, how convinced Tuchel is to actually rely on him next year, even if we actually would that, if let's say if he is convinced with Billy Gilmour, would that still push us to go for a midfield with having him and having Loftus-Cheek? And the other question is, who are our top targets in terms of midfield? I know Declan Rice is too expensive, but is he important to Chelsea board in the long term? Are we gonna end up eventually going for him, whether this year or next year? And what's Verratti's chances ending up at Chelsea as well?
Yeah, Declan Rice is very, very hard because of his price. The players that I've said is Tchouaméni, Verratti, and Saul. I think Verratti is a good chance of him coming in. Also, Billy Gilmour. I think he will go on loan this season because Chelsea wants to push to that next level, and I don't think they feel like Billy Gilmour is on that level yet, because he would be a good player if they're just trying to get top 4 next season, but they're really trying to push for a title, and then Tuchel thinks that they need 4 very good midfielders, and he really rates Kovacic, he really rates Kante, and he really rates Jorginho, so he wants one more of this caliber, and he don't think Gilmour is really on that level yet. So Billy Gilmour, he is maybe going on loan to Norwich.
This is a story that has been frustrating me. The situation regarding Hakim Ziyech. As you know, we've had a whole bunch of players coming into Chelsea on the back of a pandemic. They had to deal with a lot of things. One of those players was Hakim Ziyech. The fan base seems to be divided in regards to his performances and what he has contributed this season. It seems like he may be on his way out. There's clubs in Italy also being linked with Hakim Ziyech. What is the situation regarding Hakim Ziyech? Is he going? Is he staying? What's your information?
From what I've been told, I think he's staying. Tuchel wants to give him another chance, and I don't think he will go. Only if a crazy bid of over 40 million will come in, then they will sell him. But at this point, they want to give him one more try, and they still rate him. So I think Ziyech will stay definitely next season also.
I want to ask you a question that is a little bit different. You are a Chelsea journalist. You are a football journalist in general, and Chelsea in specific. Yeah. How do you find? I mean, I've asked this to a few journalists I've had on my channel. How do you find the journalism these days in respect to the way information is being handled, in respect to the way the fan base is reacting? I mean, journalism has become more interactive. In the past, people would post their stories, and people would read them. But now people are reading them and they're interacting with the journalists, as we have here on the stream today. So can you give us a little bit of an insight in regards to journalism today, especially as a Chelsea journalist?
Yeah, first of all, it's really hard because dealing with Chelsea is very difficult because they are very quiet. They like to deal with closed doors, so it's really, really hard. Yeah. It's really hard for me to say anything on this, really, to be honest with you.
Okay. In regards to the information, I mean, how do you guys receive it? How do you guys handle it? I mean, I know some of the information that you guys receive, you're not allowed to talk about until a set period of time. But in regards to that information, I mean, do you guys rely on the press conferences? Do you guys rely on the players, people who work at the club? I mean, how do you guys get your information?
Yeah, I'm working for a company, and that company, they are telling me a lot of insights where I'm working. So really, I'm the only one in the job that are actually posting this information. But I'm getting all my information from there. So I decided to start and post this information I'm getting because I've done this for some years now. So this is where I'm getting my information, and I'm putting it on Twitter when I receive some there.
I think being interactive is very commendable, Andreas. It shows not only are you being transparent and actually showing integrity. Fans get the feel of you. We get to be able to talk to you. We get to be able to relate. Relationship is everything. And, the journalists that come on these YouTube streams and interact with the fans, I think you can only gain respect, really. I'm glad you're doing it. We know you can't know everything. We know how tight-lipped the Chelsea board can be, but there is information that leaks for those that are deliberately looking for it that not everybody will know. So we appreciate at least getting confirmation or affirmation or new information about transfers, really.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Yeah,
Still
no,
got
I
another
mean,
question.
yeah, I know you have, Bobby. I know you have. No, I'm just going to give you a bit of time to take some fresh air and drink some water and just relax. No, for real. I mean, it's a pleasure for us to have Andreas on the channel today, and for him to take his time and answer the questions. It does mean a lot, and it is very useful for the community. To hear things rather than just reading a quick tweet or a quick article where they're able to interact. So Andreas, we really appreciate it, mate. Bobby, go ahead, mate. Ask your question.
Yeah, sorry, it's just a simple one. It's about Calvin Phillips, who's a favourite of mine, actually. I just wonder if Chelsea have ever thought about him, ever looked in that direction, because I think he's an incredible midfield player. I prefer him to Declan Rice, and I think he'll fit the Chelsea midfield better than Declan Rice. I don't know if we've thought about it. We're going to think about it. What do you think, Andreas?
I don't want to disappoint you, but at this moment, there are no talks with Calvin Phillips. I have not heard anything about Calvin Phillips at this moment. No, I'm very sorry for that.
That doesn't surprise me. He's just a personal favourite of mine. I just love watching the kid. I just think he's a smashing player.
Yeah, he's good. I think he's very good, but there are nothing from the Chelsea camp at this moment.
I want to ask about this Mino Raiola. There's a lot of talk about him. There's a lot of negative talk about him, because of his flamboyant style, if you can call it that, the way that he speaks to the media, the way that he handles himself. Would he be a problem for Marina? Would he be a problem for Chelsea, or would he be easy to handle or relatively easy to handle? What's the situation regarding him?
He will be a very difficult man to deal with if you are Manchester United, if you are Liverpool, if you're Arsenal. But he will not do this against Chelsea. He has a lot more respect to Roman Abramovich and Marina. So I don't think he will do anything like this with Chelsea. This is just what he's doing with the clubs that are not like, what can you say, very, very strong. I don't know what to say, really strong and powerful like Marina and Roman is. So I can't see that.
I actually had a question around that. Baggy, I just had a question around that Haaland one, right? So, I know it's kind of wishful thinking from me, but in the past, Michy Batshuayi has had a good, loan spell in Dortmund. I know that has not been in form, but have Chelsea even you think thinking about offering him and another player, or is it like Tammy Abraham first and then Michy Batshuayi because of the past that he's had with Dortmund and maybe sweeten the deal with Haaland? I don't know.
I've not heard anything about Batshuayi at this moment. I think he's a player that has such a low value now that Dortmund is not even willing to listening to a player like Batshuayi at this point, even though he did a good job there when he was there. So Chelsea are now trying to offer Tammy Abraham and see if they can agree a deal with this, but I don't think Batshuayi can be a part of the Haaland deal.
And also, in recent, sorry, go ahead, Baggy.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So another question quickly I had is like, obviously we've spoken about a lot of the loan players that are out there, right? And in recent seasons, although we had the ban recently, like we had at least, like, I think if I'm not wrong, one or two loan players coming back to Chelsea. So among like the recent players who are on loan, like who do you realistically see, being at Chelsea next season? Is there any talk of this person being like the next big thing in Chelsea? Anything that you might have heard about, Andreas?
It's not much of this now because it's such a full squad. Tuchel have a lot of players even now in their squad, and it's really hard to put more of these types of players in because they are not willing to sell so many players this season other than the Deadwood. So I don't think many of the loan players will come in and do a job for Chelsea next season. I can't see it.
Okay, thank you.
And Andreas, I want to ask you about the contract negotiations with Antonio Rudiger. Where are we in respect to that? Will he be signing a new contract? Will he be leaving? What's the situation regarding Antonio Rudiger?
No, I think he's staying. They are just not willing to really talk about it so much at this point because now Rudiger is at the Euros and stuff. And I think Chelsea are trying to offer him a 3-year contract. And I think Rudiger even wants a 4-year contract. So this is the main obstacle in this deal. But I think this will be sorted out soon. And also another player that will have a new contract soon is N'Golo Kante. I think he will get a new bumper contract. I think he will now earn 350k soon. So let's see more about this soon. But I think he will stay for more years.
Andreas, there is a certain, I'm not going to say journalist, I'll generalize it. There's a couple of journalists that seem to target some of the Chelsea players in a lot of their reporting. Antonio Rudiger being one of them. Sorry?
Matlo.
You said it. Yeah. Why is that? I mean, why do we see that? I mean, do you know what there's something behind it?
I don't know. It's very, very weird, but he's just really loves the English players and he wants like to think that the English players are the best players. I don't know why he does that, but many of these stories about Rudiger has not even been true. So, but it's very, very hard to say why he does such things like this. It's very weird.
Yeah, no, it's weird. It's one of those things that surprised me as a Chelsea fan. Looking at some of these reports, it's like he's targeting our club, and he is he's supposedly a Chelsea journalist, but he's trying to ruffle feathers.
But he really likes young players.
Academy players.
Chelsea had a backline the first game with Azpilicueta, Rudiger, and Thiago Silva. And then he said like the age was so old, and then he was saying talk trash about this. So I don't know why he's doing like this, but I think he's really, really upset with the young players. He wants the young players to do well. So yeah, I think it's just I don't know how to say it, but
is he actually even a Chelsea fan? To be honest,
I think he's a Tottenham fan. I think he's a Tottenham fan. No, I'm serious. I think he's a Tottenham fan.
I thought he's West Ham actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Any truth? Any truth? Fan. So just any truth behind Kepa going out on loan to Lazio?
Yeah, it's a possibility. They are in talks in this moment, but it's nothing advanced yet. But it's a possibility.
DJ Sav, welcome to the stream.
Big up, guys. How you all doing? You all good?
DJ, we're good. I know you have internet problems, so I'm going to give you a chance to talk before you disconnect. So, DJ Sav, take it away, mate.
Yeah, I think a lot of the questions have been covered by Andreas already. I think the only one I was mainly concerned about was obviously Haaland, because obviously I really want to see him at the football club next season. But I think you've already covered on that, and I know. There's been a lot of talk about players going in and out of this deal And I'm glad you actually made one thing. You said Callum Hudson-Odoi is definitely not going to be part of that deal, which I'm really, really happy about. But I think apart from that, is there any other plays you think, Andreas, that we may look at in other positions? Because I know there's talk of maybe Zuma might be going in the summer. Maybe Christensen could be another one. Is there any other centre-backs that possibly be coming, or are we going to stick with what we've got with Malang Sarr obviously coming back? I know you said Mbiemba is also going to be coming in there as well. But is there any other plays as well that you might think that we could possibly look at?
Yeah, it's a possibility that Chelsea will go for a centre-back, but the three main positions they will go for is the right wing-back, is the striker and the midfielder. So if they can sell maybe a player like Zuma or Christensen, but they really want to keep Christensen, but if a good offer for Zuma comes in, they might sell him. And if they can sell him, maybe they actually are going to go for a player like Kunde or Rafael Varane or something like this. So it's a possibility, cool. But then they have to sell one of them, and it's very unlikely. I think Zuma is staying.
That's good. That's excellent.
How much longer of the transfer window have we got? The clock is running down. I know it's just open, but we're coming to the end of June now. So we need to start making some moves. What do you think?
It's still early, though.
I want to add something to that question. When do you think Chelsea will sign their first target, and who do you think it will be?
Well, that's very hard. It can come in. I think after Euros we will see more rumors, and then I think a few days after this, maybe like 5 days after the Euros, then I think one player maybe will come in. I think probably Adama Traoré maybe is one of the first players that can come in, but it's still nothing advanced there. I just know they really rate Adama, and he was the second option behind Hakimi. So they might go for Adama, and if they will go for him, I think he will go very quickly. I don't think like Wolves wants like crazy money. But I've been told I think they will get him for about 50 million euros if they're really going in for him.
Or does Tuchel? Just want to add there, does Tuchel, want to wait till the preseason, because he's not really had a preseason with Chelsea ever, right? So is that one of the reasons seeing so many loan players coming back, like Armando Broja, for instance, right? Like he's done really well, I believe, in Vitesse. So is that one of the reasons why the wait is there?
Yeah, it's maybe a reason, but at last, I don't think none of these players is considered to be a plan for what Chelsea are going to do next season, because they are going to push for the title. And are really Armando Broja, are really Ruben Loftus-Cheek, are these kind of Bakayoko, are these players really capable of being a good part of a squad that are going to win the league? I'm not so sure about that, to be honest. So I think they will get some of these players will have a chance, but I can't see any of them being a regular starter for the next season.
Is Chelsea prepared to pay the 154 asking price for Haaland? No?
No, they are not willing to pay 154 million pounds for Haaland. They're not willing to. I don't know why, because they have the money, but Chelsea are like, they don't want to use so much money on one player. They like to use a good amount of money in total, but they don't like to use so much player on one player. That's such a weird thing, but that's how Chelsea are really doing business. They like to pay like 80 million there, 70 million there, 50 million there. They don't like to use so much money for just one player. They like to more spread it a bit more out.
Okay, so they won't pay 154 for Haaland. How much will they pay for Lukaku?
Yeah, they are ready to pay 100 million euros for him.
For Lukaku. And Lewandowski?
They're asking for 60 million euros. Bayern are asking for 60 million euros. So I don't know yet if Chelsea are going to pay that or not, but I can't really see them pay so much for Lewandowski. So they're going to try to say more like 40 million or something. So, but this is further down the transfer market.
Okay, my question is this: who, apart from Chelsea, this window can pay the asking price for Haaland?
It's really just Manchester City, to be honest. I can't see any other clubs going in for him. I know Real Madrid have a bit of money. I know they have. If they can't get Mbappe, they might go for Haaland. But I can't see them use more than 110 million for Haaland, and I don't think that's enough to get him.
So really, it's either Chelsea or he will be sold next season for 75 million.
Yeah, and then I think he will choose Real Madrid.
Real Madrid,
it comes down to that. But Chelsea has a chance also next season. It's not like rival fans are saying Chelsea won't have a chance when Bayern, because Bayern is not a chance for him. He would rather go to Chelsea than Bayern. He doesn't like Bayern really, because he has already played in the Bundesliga. So now he wants to try something new. So I think the 3 best clubs for him next season will be Barcelona, or maybe 4 best clubs for him will be Barcelona, Real Madrid, Chelsea, and Manchester City. And that's a club we consider going to. I'm
getting this question a couple of times here. Is there a deadline on the Haaland deal? I mean, I'm not sure what he's implying.
No,
but I mean,
not yet.
Maybe no, there's no deadline.
It's
okay,
not yet.
I think he means something similar to what happened to Sancho and United, where they put a deadline.
Yeah.
Okay,
but they're not even starting talking so much to each other yet.
The only thing that concerns me about the Haaland deal is it's a funny situation. This season, if we're willing to spend the money, it's quite likely he will come. Next season, the competition will be greater, and his coming to us will actually depend on whether Chelsea, without him, can repeat what they've done this season. You see what I mean? So it's. I think we need to go for it now. I don't know whether the board feel that way, but I just think we have to go for it now. Truth of the matter is that if you want to be at the top and be the best, you've got to shell out. You know, Real Madrid have done it. PSG have tried it. Barcelona have certainly done it. I just think, Chelsea don't like spending that sort of big money, but I can see it happening soon. They're going to have to cross the 100 million mark. Interesting weeks ahead.
Yeah.
Andreas, anything on Grealish? There's a lot of talk on social media today. What's the latest on his situation?
I think he's likely to go to Manchester City. I know Aston Villa really wants to keep him, but I can't see him go to Chelsea at all. I think Chelsea, they are now happy with their creative players in Havertz, Ziyech, and Mount, and will keep Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic, and will keep these players for next season. So I can't see Grealish come to Chelsea, but I can see him go to Manchester City.
I mean, Man City, with Grealish, with Harry Kane, they're spending a lot of money. I mean, Tuchel did say that we will be hunting Man City down next season. We'll be challenging for the title next season. I mean, if Chelsea are going to be challenging for that title, then they need to be spending some of that money.
Yeah, and Chelsea, they are ready to pay £250 million this summer. So they have the money. It seems just like they have to get the right players, and that will be the hard part, because they have the money. They are trying to get some serious players. We know they are going for Haaland and all these great players. So let's see. But if they can get the Haaland, I think they are in the the title race for the next season.
So 250 million is our transfer budget for this window, roughly?
Yeah. It's
okay.
£200 million is about what they are going to spend this
summer.
And
from what you said earlier, we're looking at 4 targets, maybe 4 transfers, 3 transfers. So that money's got to be spread across that board. And maybe that's the big problem in regards to Haaland.
Yeah, but it can come like some other. It can be like a transfer market when we spend and get 5 to 6 players, but it will be like 3 to 4 really, really great players that will come in. So there will not be like last year. Then it was like 5-6 great players coming in. It will be like 3-4 very good players, and then maybe like 2 players that's just going to be in the squad.
How many? What's the word here? How many players do you think will be sold? I mean, we're looking at maybe 3 or 4 players coming in. As a ballpark figure, in regards to players going out, do you think Chelsea will be selling? Because over the past couple of windows, we've been loaning players out rather than selling players. Do you think this window will be a sale window or another loan window?
Yeah, they're always trying to sell the players, but it's really hard because many clubs are just offering loans. So,
yeah.
But they want to sell a lot of players, but many of the buying clubs are just willing to loan our players. So let's see with this, but yeah.
It's definitely going to be an interesting window. This one.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I think the fan base needs to just relax a little bit and not to jump the gun. But it's definitely going to be an interesting one. I'm going to give the guys one final question before we sign out. I'm going to start with Julius. Julius, do you have a question? Do you have a comment for Andreas?
No, I think he was very insightful and helpful with the information he shared. So thanks for his time being here.
Yeah. Bobby?
No problem.
My question's for both of you, really. Andreas, are you on Twitter? And Baggy, can you post his Twitter address so we can follow him?
Yeah, his Twitter address is actually in the description down below. And I've also made a couple of posts on my Twitter, so his details are on that. But yeah, you should definitely check out Andreas on Twitter. Good updates on there. RCBN?
Yes, mate. So firstly, Baggy, thanks for getting Andreas here. Definitely, some great insights. And Andreas, thanks for coming on and really talking to us directly, because we are just bombarding you with all the questions here, and you are back to back answering them.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's very difficult, right? So I do have one more question though, just the last one, right? And that's like one of the talks that has been going on in the in the fan zone, so to speak, is the wages. So again, like with big players coming in, and I know that our transfer record, we smashed it last time almost, like with Havertz coming in, right? So is the transfer record, becoming double, say with the Haaland offer, if we offer so much, or the wages a stumbling block? Really, you think that is one of the main reasons, because it will create disparity in the team?
Yeah, I don't think the wages will be a problem. This is what I've been told in the last days, because now Chelsea are trying to fix this, because they have a lot of money on their books now. So they will start with giving N'Golo Kante a new contract. He will get about 350k a week. And then they're also going to give Mason Mount over 200k soon also. So they are trying to fix this to try to get Erling Haaland in. So I don't think it will be a problem.
Okay, thank you. Great.
All right, brilliant. Andreas, mate, thank you so much for giving us your time. You've answered every question that was posed to you. It's been a pleasure having you on my stream, and hopefully I will have you on in the future if you're available. It's been a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thank you,
Andreas. Nice
Thank
one.
you.
Nice one.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely, guys. Follow Andreas. His details are in the descriptions down below. And latest Chelsea news, latest football news. A great lad. So make sure you follow his socials. It's been a pleasure having you guys on. Julius, Bobby, RCBN. Also, thank you for taking part. DJ Sav, who wasn't here in the stream earlier. Strip Bear, brilliant moderating in the chat. Thank you so much. And all the guys who have taken part in this discussion, really appreciate you, and I wish you a pleasant evening, and I will catch you in my next upload. Take care, lads, and peace out.
Right.